Welcome to round 16 in Russia. This is this tier 2 race event tonight on Tuesdays as always. And yeah, we're back in the commentary box. It's me and Thomas. Hey Thomas. We've made it. No issues. No issues.
Yeah, smoothly it went today. Really lovely.
Yeah, top job. So yeah, let us know. I've tried with the streaming today, being at my parents' house. We've got better internet, so I've tried with the 60 frame per second format for the streaming. Let me know if how the quality is while the qualifying session is on. I have tested it and it seemed to be alright, so fingers crossed there shouldn't be any issues for this event either. But yeah, who's your favourite, Thomas? We've sort of had a brief chat off air about it, but didn't really say about who we think's going to win. Matrix does look strong though. Yeah,
that's just exactly what I wanted to say. Matrix, he's on top of the time trial boards, and like he's on every race almost. Yeah, he's really strong this season, really strong at this new game. Well, like last week he dominated, not in the rain, on the dry, so it's gonna be interesting to see what the weather will be for the race. But I think if it's dry conditions, that Matrix will win this race, and we're gonna see a very, very interesting battle for P2 with Ricky, Chichinia. Like those guys, they're always there, they're always up on top of the field, but I think Matrix is just in the league on his own if it's dry.
Yeah, I would. It's hard to look away from Matrix on this. However, it is tier 2. It is a race. It's a championship which has brought surprises in abundance this season. If it's a clear start and it is a long run down into that first proper turn, the longest on the calendar. So someone might get a good slipstream, potentially whoever's on that second row or in P2. But if someone gets ahead of Matrix, then maybe we have a chance of an interesting event. But otherwise, potentially, yeah, I could see it. Oh, Varamir's retired already. Oh, that's really not gone well. Varamir, he's been really happy with his pace for this event, and it looks like Sector 3. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm following Ricky now. He binned it into the wall just before the pit entry. So he probably lost it coming out of I don't know which turn. Maybe I can look for that one. But yeah, he lost it coming out of it, plumbed it into the wall, and that's his qualifying over already. So he probably got to start from the back of the grid, and that's not what you want, especially not if you're feeling really good, like you said.
Yeah, it's such a shame. He's going to be starting at the back, and also what me and my teammate at Red Bull found out, the medium to soft, although is good. You just lose too much time being further back on the grid. You definitely want to be starting on those soft tyres to get that track advantage and just look after those softs. The temperatures do get a bit high, particularly on the soft tyre and the heavy fuel load, so you just got to try and not battle too long. Keep those tyres in a good operating window so they don't slide, because the sliding just causes more wear faster, and it's not ideal for you. But yeah, my favourite, I think Matrix should on pace. He's on provisional pole at the moment. Not 131.3, he's massively ahead of everyone else at the moment. But I mean, P2. Oh, I was going to look at Varamir as a strong podium, but it's going to struggle to do that now. Yeah, Ricky has been a really good racer this season, so it's going to be between him and maybe someone like Dan or Robin, or R-Bar and Robin. Sorry, Real Life. Is Real Life Robin?
Yeah, Real Life Robin,
yeah. They look pretty quick as well, as did Juventus. So you could have a bit of a battle with, I think, Ricky, Juventus, Dan, Mitch. I think they're going to be the four battling it out for that second and third. If not, the race win if something goes on with Matrix at the start.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But yeah, if Matrix is not gonna run away, or if he crashes, then the race is open again. But yeah, the really frustrated thing for Vermeer as well is that it's an easy one stop, even on the soft tires, so there's not really a big strategy gain to to put up to plans. Like in Singapore, we had starting on the hard tires wasn't really a disadvantage. Like starting on P14, for example, on the hard tires wasn't really a disadvantage because you could stretch those tires ultimately long and then go on to the soft tires, for example. But here on this track, it's an easy soft to medium strategy, and like with the DRS trains you're gonna see around here, probably it's really hard to overtake as well. Probably won't see much of a difference in downforce. I think with a lot of people, I think most of the guys will probably run like 6.4, 5.4 wings, something like that. And if you really want to make a difference, you got to do it in the corners, and that's not really a place you can overtake around this track. You really need to use the DRS sectors around this track to make your overtakes. So it's probably going to be a very hard and long race for Vermeer.
Yeah, absolutely. The first half of the race will be painful. He might, obviously having fresh tyres, he might be able to get a few people at the start, but there's going to be people around him basically who are on the medium as well. So if he's got the pace, he'll pass them. But like you said, yeah, the first half of the race will be painful. The second half, he'll start to make inroads on those guys that had pitted earlier and took on the medium. Yeah, at the moment, we've got Matrix just under 7/10 clear of Ginger Ninja. Another one who has had a strong season so far, but has also had his DNFs, which has allowed for him to lose ground in the championship. Dan a further 9/10, or 9/10 overall behind. So everyone not doing the quickest lap times. However, the track yesterday was the same. It didn't feel the grippiest at the beginning of the session, but towards the end, it did jump up quite a bit, which is what my fear is for Matrix's lap. If he can improve on that lap time, which I think he can. I think he could get in the 130s if he does it. If he lines up, he's on an out lap at the moment, so we'll have a watch on him. But I'm on board with Juventus as he's just started his lap. He is now, well, it says, is he on the softs? It says it looks like he's on the medium. Although no, it looks like he's on the soft on the on board, but on my sheet it has him down as being on mediums. But maybe that was his lap time.
On the source, both on telemetry and on screen, sort of.
Right. Okay. So maybe that's on my screen. Maybe that's the lap time he set that medium tire on. Maybe, like that's why it's showing, or there's just a fault on my side because on board it looks like he's on softs, and on the telemetry side of things it says he's on softs as well, and his lap times are showing that as well. So I think he's on softs. It'll be interesting to see.
Like that,
He's only half a second up on his previous best though, so it's not been the tidiest of times because he's 2.3 down anyway, being on his medium tyre run. But I mean, this last sector is really where you make it with the softer tyre, to be fair. So he might gain quite a bit of time through this final sector.
I'm on board with Matrix now, and I think he invalidated on, let's see, because I got the map now in front of me. I think he invalidated on turn 4, just at the end of sector 1. He dropped down to ERS mode 0, so he's probably saving it up for another lap.
Or he'll go straight back into the pits.
Or straight back into the pits,
because he's got the pace anyway.
You don't really want to be on like 3-4 lap old tires at the start of the race, because that's probably going to be a real struggle to take them to medium stint.
He did a bit of a weave there. I don't know, so he might be looking to do another lap, but I'll be surprised with that lead he's got. Yeah, he's low on fuel. He must be going. Yeah, he must be going back into the pits. He's going. Yeah, because it just wouldn't make sense. He's got. Why would you want to try and risk improving that lap time on tyres that have done an extra lap? Like it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. You're better off just going back in, putting fresh boots on, and going for a final run towards the end of the session.
Yeah, if you just look besides Matrix, then you've got a really, really tight field with a lot of guys really close to each other, so that's really promising to see for the race. We've got Raybar, Ginginia, Juventus, Real Alive, Mitch and Dan all within 3/10 with each other, so that's really close. Then we got a little bit of a gap to Ricky, but I think he still needs to do a really quick lap on soft tires, so that's probably why, yeah, he's on medium tires now, so that's the reason why. Yeah, so that's really gonna be very interesting for the race. As well as strategy, I know the undercut is really strong around this track, so maybe some of these guys want to take the gamble, take the risk, and just go 1 or 2 laps earlier on the medium tires to create a gap for themselves. Because if you're stuck in that DRS train, for example, and you want to get out, the undercut is the way to go. I can tell you that already.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that undercut, if you pit that a little bit early, makes such a difference. Meanwhile, Dan Robbo's got himself up to second. And here comes Ginger Ninja, and he's just improved on that. He's massive time in that final sector, 3/10 up, and I think that's where the track is gripping up. He went 3/10 quicker, and with it back into P2, just 3/10 behind Matrix, but I do expect Matrix to improve. Dan Robbo third with 4/10 off, but only less than 1/10 of Ginger Ninja. And then you've got Robin, he's P4. Juventus has been dropped down. He was at P3, now he's P5. A lot of guys going into the pits now, but MP and Blank are on outlaps. So, in fact, MP is just starting his lap now on the softs. So, a couple of guys deciding to do their runs now, I guess, because, I mean, I suppose you could, it would be tight doing a lap. In fact, actually, he's backed out. No, that last lap was his hot lap. So he went into P10 with that. So he has enough time to do another lap, a final run. Let's go on board with Blank, because he is currently on an out lap. I think, anyway, it looks like he's on, yeah, it says he's on an out lap. And Matrix is on an out lap as well, so he...
Yeah, Matrix is going for it again, but oh, that's a real struggle. So you got 4 minutes left, so he's got to do a lap, in lap, going out again. That's gonna be really tight, but I don't think he's got to worry about his P1, because I think that's
yeah, I think
settled,
this is his final run. I think he won't be able to have another chance.
I'm just gonna have a look at his lap, because he's probably gonna be faster than me tomorrow, so maybe I can learn something from him.
On board as well. Lovely. The car is hooked really well and take a real tight line to this long left-hander.
This gives you like a tenth and a half compared to the racing line. It's suggested on the game. It's really strange, but I knew this is faster. I knew he was gonna do this.
It's hooked so well.
I think the reason why he is so fast, he's just making the track as wide as possible, which I know is really the trick to be fast around this game, as well as last game. He's just taking the esports racing lines around here.
Yeah,
and it really pays off. Let's see sector 2 time.
Yeah, we're getting close to it now. We've got the long back straight now to climb. He's definitely doing those lines, keeping it tight. We'll be getting that sector time shortly. 2/10 up on his previous best. And the thing is, this is the sector I expect him, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, I expect him to improve, because with the extra grip, it really makes a difference in this final third sector. He carries so much speed, but the rear doesn't give up on him. That sector, it looks good.
I always lose the rear if I go in that fast, but he's
so much.
Oh, so grippy.
And that's perfect as well. This is an improvement, surely. 130.9. Wow, what a lap by Matrix. And that is a statement. And Blank's gone in, so he's aborted his lap. He's knowing that he's not going to be able to improve on that. That's cutting it fine. I did this. I went into the pits around this sort of time yesterday, and I ran out of time. I think Blank
I just wanted to say, this is going to be really tight, because everyone is going out now to go on their out up, and he still needs to put on a different set of tires and go out again. Like, this is like in real life, he would have just made a sort of race pit stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Straight back out. This is just such disappointing about the game. I hope they really put that one in, but yeah, that's not gonna be happening this game. But yeah, now you're just gonna be screwed over by the team being really lazy and really slow, because he won't have enough time to set another lap. So that's gonna be last place for Blank. So Vermeer won't be starting
he's still
last.
Not. Yeah, he's not even come out yet. I don't think he's come out yet. So yeah, he's not come out at all. Oh, he's just coming out now, but that's way too late. Yeah, he's missed it. So let's see, and Ricky's come out. Ricky's missed it as well, I think. Ricky's only just come out of the pits. He's not going to make it either. I think he's. Oh, it doesn't matter because he's improved his lap time anyway. He got up to P2 in all of that. But let's see who's closest to. As we've got a few people now on hot laps. So Stonewall Seth, I think, is the closest guy, or is it Robin? No, it is Stonewall Seth. So Stonewall Seth in the Toro Rosso is going to be one of the first guys to do a final lap, although he will be able to do another lap because he will get across the line before the end. I doubt he will. In fact, he's aborted it. So he has aborted that lap time, so the Haas has gone past him. Let's see who else is around. So Robin is on a hot lap. So he's currently P6 at the moment.
On my screen it's P8.
Oh, sorry, no, not Robin. R-bar 123 craft. I got confused there. It's because of the art of both R's. Like, no, sorry, yeah, Robin is 8th. But we've got R-bar on board with him coming into the final sector. He's giving it everything. Currently P6. As everyone now, the qualifying is over, so a few people have not been able to improve. Matrix didn't go out. Dan didn't go out either.
Ricky just made it.
Oh, did he? As R-bar goes through, he doesn't improve. Juventus now, he's in the final sector, and so too is Robin, I think.
Well.
Yeah,
Robin is the first one to cross the line. After that, Juventus coming up now, last 2 turns.
Oh, so here we go.
16.
Can he improve? It is an improvement up into P3. Now Juventus,
really solid job.
Juventus is 3/10 up on his previous best. That will get him around the 4th place if he can improve in the final sector. He doesn't. He lost time, so we're at P6. Who else have we got around? Mitch. Mitch has still not improved. He's in the final sector. We saw Sophie.
By a 10th.
I think we got Ginger Ninja as well. Ginger Ninja's just ahead of him.
Oh, that was really close to the wall.
And then I think Ricky will be the last one. So, but Ricky at the moment is still on course for P2 unless Ginger Ninja can improve. He cuts it fine. He's run out of the race and he does. Now here's Mitch. Mitch crossed the line. He improves but only P9th. So that leaves just Ricky in the final sector. Sophie's retired, so she's not going to improve. So here comes Ricky.
Can he improve? He needs to improve by half a 10th.
And Matty Robbo's backed off, so it's just Ricky left on track. Oh, he cuts that. Is that going to be invalidated? No, it's not. No. He gets P2. Just what a drive there. What a lap from Ricky. It's P2.
He's dominating.
Yeah. And we saw last race, they will play it to the best interests of the team if needs be. They said they're going to prioritise the Constructors' Championship first before they'll battle each other on track.
Boring.
Yeah.
Nah, I can accept it, but can you call me one team? Can you give me one team that's gonna challenge them?
No. And the other thing,
there's not.
And the other thing I'd say, I think if Ricky or Matrix was starting to lose grounds, now we're getting into the crunch time of the season, I think that might change. I think that situation might change, especially because either of them will say, oh look, we've got a good enough gap, we've won the or they just, it could get Hamilton Rosberg-esque and we could have an interesting one. But Matrix takes pole, 4/10 ahead. The only driver got into the 130.9s. Ricky P2, just that last lap effort there. Ginger Ninja 3rd, Dan Robbo 4th, Robin 5th, Juventus 6th, Dan in 7th, R-bar 8th, Mitch 9th, MP in 10th, Stonewall Seth in 11th, Sophie in 12th, Matty Robbo 13th, Varamir 14th, IMAGs, and then Blank. Those 3 set no times, and I'm sure will be starting on the medium.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it won't be a smart move to start on the hard tires, I reckon. Maybe these guys think so, but yeah, if it's an easy soft to medium, then they probably will start on the medium tire. I forgot to wear the C. Yeah, it's just how much fuel they're gonna put in. Are they gonna go for the undercut? It's gonna be really interesting. We got a good fight on our hands, I think.
Yeah.
Top 5 is really close, apart from Matrix. And then we got a battle for the last couple of points as well. A few quick guys at the back of the grid, so
Stonewall
yeah,
Seth.
we're gonna see some interesting things.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, I can't wait. It's a good race for the DRS, like you said earlier. Stonewall Seth pressed X early, so that will be a penalty point. But yeah, he says, I'm in a party with Dan, Robbo, Dan, Mitch, Arbar and Blank if you have any questions for them. I guess I would say to Blank, what happened? What happened? What caused to not be able to set any lap times in that 18-minute period? That's all I'd say. Yeah, I don't know how in 18 minutes you can't set a lap time.
And then coming in too late from the mediums to switch to the softs, I think that's really is the case. This track is really harsh on penalties. I think with going wide on this track, I think you lose a lot of time already. Plus, getting a warning added to your name as well is just a little bit too much, I think. But that's just how the game is, and I think if you can keep it clean around here and make sure you don't pick up any penalties, then you will be gaining a lot of place. I remember my race last season. I was running P3, like 10 seconds behind Louis and Lego, fighting for the win. And because they had such a big amount of penalties, I went up from P3 to P1. And yeah, it really makes a difference around here. So we saw it yesterday as well with Tennis Freak. He said to me that he picked up 3 warnings on 1 lap, so he got a penalty on 1 lap. If he didn't do that, then he would have gained 2 places. So you really need to keep your focus 27 laps long to make sure you don't pick up a warning, and it will pay you at the end of the race.
Wow, a lot of people on the soft tyres. There's only 2 guys, well, Sophie, a girl, and IMAGs that are on the medium tyre. Everyone else electing the soft, which I'm surprised with, because it means like the people at the back of the grid are just going to be on the same strategy, so they're going to have to pass people on just pure pace. So yeah, they're going to have to rely on a good start, which could make the start a bit less interesting, or it might make it more because everyone will be struggling at the same time.
Yeah, well, but especially they really making our work a little bit easier, because we don't have to really focus on strategies, things like that, because it's really straightforward now. But I think Sophie is doing a really good job, and I think she's in a good position on the medium tire, because you can really stick to the back of a car in front of you and just stay within the DRS. If you can do that, she's on for a really good result, because she will be on the fast tire at the end, and that will really make a difference compared to the beginning of the race. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, Perry, unlike in the comments, Blank invalidated 2 times and left the pits too late, and he said, in regards to the tyre strategy, learnt their lesson from yesterday, Lewis. Yeah, ooh, that's a good one. Fair play.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we both fell for that one. It's, Red Bull tactics didn't go well. Christian Horner let us down.
Talking about Red Bulls, he lined up. Now we're gonna watch start of Tier 2 here at Russia with 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. And it's a good start from Ricky. Much better start compared to Matrix as he's going down the inside. Oh, and Robin, he really needs to defend now. Oh, this is so tricky. 5 wide going into turn 3.
Oh no, Ginger Ninja hits the back. Is that damage for Ginger Ninja, or did he get away with it?
I think it was the McLaren. It's Juventus with damage, I think.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, left hand side.
Oh, driver Toro Rosso runs wide.
Ray bar.
Yeah, it's the left hand side, left front. Oh, driver's getting more wing damage. Oh no! The Alpha, and now has the Alpha got damage as well?
Yep.
It looks, yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Damage on that front left as well. Disaster, especially on those soft tyres. They're going to have to try and make the hards last. that's all you can do. Like, can you make the hards last? I guess you could, but you're just not going to have the pace. But that's a disaster to get this damage so early on. What a nightmare for all these guys. Juventus and Mitch. And this is the problem with starting in the midfield. You always have that chance. Yellow's in sector 3. Oh, I think Blank's had some issues. Yes, he has with Matty Robbo. Oh, disaster for both of them. No wing damage, I don't think, for Blank. Blank got away with no wing damage, but Matty Robbo... Oh, Matty Robbo's lost the rear end. Blank just avoids it. But, unreal. And Dan's also pitted, so maybe Dan... It wasn't Mitch, it was Dan that got the wing damage. Because he's the one pitting, so Mitch, it wasn't Mitch. Mitch is P6. He's alright, he's 3/10 behind Dan Robbo. I'm surprised Juventus is trying to make... He didn't pit, so he's trying to make this last. Which I find bizarre with those soft tyres. They will wear out so quickly.
They will, yeah. And then going on to the hard tyres, it's a big call. Maybe you can just go onto the soft tyres again at the end of the race and try to go for fastest lap. Maybe that could be a thing as well. But he's probably hoping for a safety car, or at least a lot of carnage during this race to at least make something and gain something from it. But yeah, we got Matrix pulling away already 1 second of Ricky. But Ricky, he got Ginginia behind him 7/10, so he's within DRS range. And Robin as well, he really needs to push to stay within a second of Ginginia. Otherwise, Ricky and Ginginia will pull away and he will be just stuck there in the middle of nowhere, because he's already 1.2 seconds away from Dan Robbo, who is forming a train behind him with Mitch, Raybar, Stonewall. And after that we got Juventus with his wing damage forming a train as well with the two Renaults, Veramir and Sophie.
Yeah, so the Gap Matrix doing another personal best and fastest lap. The only thing with Dan is it's alright trying to get, if he did do a pit stop, but he's got to get in the points to get that fastest lap, and on that hard tyre he's going to struggle to get near that top 10 unless there's a number of retirements. Elsewhere, so now we have got DRS. This is where we'll start to see movements take place as the we get our first penalty, MP on lap 3. 3-second penalty as we've got a battle in the background out behind Mitch, the Toro Rosso and Red Bull of Arbar and Stonewall Seth. They're getting pretty feisty together, and also the Alpha of Mitch getting closer now to Dan Robbo. So we've got a good couple good
Dan
battles.
Robbo really struggling on the soft tires. He already 1.8 seconds now behind Robin. We're really close up to Ginginia on this lap, so he probably is gonna look for an overtake maybe at the end of this sector or on lap 4. But yeah, Dan Robbo really struggling, and Mitch is just thinking like, please let me get past this guy, because he sees Robin and Ginginia just disappear in the distance, and that's definitely not what you want, especially not at the beginning of the race.
Absolutely, and Mitch getting really close now to the back of Dan Robbo, but he's got to be careful. He can't allow... This is a track where you want to be that guy, the first guy on the DRS train. You can't afford to let that Red Bull get past, because right now, which he's got away with, the Red Bull has a bit of a moment, but this is great for Mitch because he will get that DRS. Dan Robbo is nowhere near. Oh, the Toro Rosso and Red Bull side by side. Stonewall Seth gets a 3-second penalty, so I don't know what happened there, but this is going to be a nightmare for them. As, there's a change. Robin's got past Ginger Ninja up front, and here comes Mitch. He as well is having a look on the inside of Stonewall Seth. He does that. Meanwhile, further behind, you got the Juventus and Stonewall Seth. Juventus gets it through despite the wing damage. Juventus has actually clawed his way through, and the Red Bull's now having a look back past Stonewall Seth.
I think Stonewall Seth, he made contact with Raybar, that's why he had to cut the corner.
Oh, there's still no made contact. No! Oh no! And somehow the Renault doesn't get, and that's MP again, the second time at Russia. He gets through no fault of his own. He completely loses his wing. Lucky to not retire, to be honest. But Arbar as well, heavily damaged wing. But I don't know why that's Arbar to me. He tried, for some reason, to try and hang out around the out. He completely went off the track. And, you know, went off the track and tried coming back on the track with Stonewall Seth clearly being there. I think that's dangerous driving from Arbar personally, but and that's also to also cause MP all that issue. Yeah, that was definitely not on. But
yeah, it was just a snowball effect there, and he got a lot of wing damage from it. He's really dropping down now, and IMX got passed as well on the medium tires. So yeah, the battle for P3 now. Robin, he needs to defend from Engineer 2 tenths now. I don't think that's doable. Engineer now goes down the inside and makes more stick. Now Robin, go for the undercut.
Oh, it's getting close.
Yeah, round the outside, up, down the inside again. No switchback for Robin this time.
Yeah, it's early days,
but
boys.
He's smart. He's just waiting. He's sitting back behind Engineer now because this is not the part of the track you really want to overtake. Just stay behind Engineer now and wait for the next Russia to come up to make your overtake. Mitch, he's trying to pull away from Dan Robbo. 9 tenths now is the gap. So then he really needs to hang on, try to keep up with Dan as Engineer picks up 3 seconds. So that can be huge at the end of the race. And have a look at Vermeer. With all those carnage happening in front of him, he's up to P8, started P14. So in 5 laps time, he made up 6 positions. Great for Thomas.
He has the pace, although Stonewall Seth might have a little sniff with the DRS here. It's really strong down this straight. He's close enough. Nah, not quite. And Vermeer has got the pace, but Vermeer has to try and get away in this final sector, and at the same time try and gain those 2 tenths to close in on Juventus, so that he does get a bit of that DRS. Because at the moment, Stonewall Seth is right behind him and on course to retake in the final into the main straight. Briefly a yellow flag in sector 2. Vermeer's just not quite close enough for the... Oh, he might be. He got it. Through the skin of his teeth, Vermeer managed to get DRS. And he hasn't used it. He's not using it though. I don't think he's realised he's got DRS. But he gets away with it.
He gets away with it, and now he's looking to get past Juventus. Juventus with his wing damage, he will be vulnerable during the corners. And then Robo, yeah, he has to let Mitch go. No point of keeping up with him. Just start your own pace, make sure you don't pick up any penalties. And now Juventus putting the pressure on him. So then Robo really struggling on those soft tires. Maybe he's got a problem. I don't see any wing damage from my point of view. So I think he's just struggling in general on those.
No, he has got wing damage. He's got wing damage front right. I've noticed.
Oh yeah, now I see it. You see just like the right bit on the side. He's missing.
That's why he's not got the pace. And that's going to be disastrous because the pits are going to be that much longer for that wing change. Juventus then, I'm pretty sure Juventus had wing damage as well.
Juventus had wing damage. He picked up wing damage. Turn, you can
and
call
here
it
comes...
turn 1, turn 3, and then turn 2. I don't know.
Oh, it's late. Oh, it's late, but he does it. But what does Dan Robbo do? Oh, Dan Robbo has to back off right in the last minute as Juventus was aggressive, and here comes Vermeer. Oh, Dan Robbo's going to struggle to slow the car down, surely. And Vermeer does take that position, and that's the thing with front wing damage. That is going to just play havoc. Oh, Rob, and now we got Seth onto the back of the Haas as well. Dan Robbo will get DRS, but
he's going side by side with Engineer coming up to turn 2. Engineer
goes back past. Oh,
Robin needs to run wide, but he almost lost the back end there. Really tricky. Oh, this is gonna be tight, but Engineer holds it around the outside. Great grip from the car. The Mercedes is sticking through on the circuit, and that's Engineer up to P3 again. Really good battle for P3, and that allows Mitch to close up as well. Almost within a second now, so we're gonna see a 3-way battle for the last podium spot if it goes on like this.
We've also got a fantastic battle for 6th place. You've got a battle for 6th place with Juventus Vermeer. Juventus with that wounded car, and then Seth now getting past Dan Robbo, and IMAGs is closing in on this little squabble as well as Seth gets a 3-second penalty. But Vermeer's really close here. He's going to have a good chance of making the move down here into the DRS. In the DRS zone he goes. It's going to be an easy move. So Vermeer already up into P6. His next target is Mitch, 3.4 seconds down the road. It's doable with all this amount of laps still to go. Oh, the McLaren very close to Varamir, but Juventus has got pace. It's a shame he got wing damage because he is really that much quicker. Like, I think he generally would have been battling for P3 today with that pace.
100%. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting now to see because Varamir, he will have clean air. Mitch won't. He will be stuck in the battle for P3 as we have Ginger. He needs to defend from Robin. Talking about P3. No,
it's
Robin's
late.
not close enough to make it this time. Maybe on the exit. No, that's not gonna be it. Yeah, Mitch, he will be stuck. He will be feeling the dirty air already. Vermeer with clean air in front of him. He probably don't have to worry about Juventus behind him with the wing damage. So he can just focus entirely in front of him, and he already gained half a second as Juventus picks up 3 seconds, runs wide as well. He's really struggling, but yeah, Vermeer, he can focus now in front of him. Gained 5 tenths already. He sees Mitch, so he will be just closing the gap as soon as he can. And he will be hoping to be there just before
Robin
the pit
gets the
stop.
penalty. Robin gets the penalty there. I was on board with him. He just cuts that corner a bit too tight. So easily done. And I think that, I don't know if that's his first 3 seconds or his second, but that will...
That's his first one, yeah, but and Ginger got 3 seconds as well, so they're equal now.
Okay.
Mitch doesn't have a penalty, so he's on. He's on for the podium spot right now.
Interesting, and he's catching these guys, and Varamir is catching Mitch as well in a few tenths of the lap. I think Ginger Ninja's tyres are going. I think they are starting to go. You can always tell in that final sector if a car's tyres are starting to give up or overheating because it's so punishing on the rears. And even Robin, he's struggling, and Mitch, he drives so smoothly and looks after his tyres so well. He excels in these conditions, and I think he's kept his tyres in better nick than the guys ahead with their squabbling. And I think Mitch could be looking good at the moment. The only fear I have is that if those two guys undercut him, they'll get a gap which I think Mitch will struggle to catch again on the mediums.
Yeah, that's a really good point. If they make the undercut, it can really pay
off.
Robin's gone!
Robin! No, Robin's hit the wall! Oh no! And that's the problem when the tyres start to go, and that's real bad damage. That's an orange. Definitely an orange. Oh no, what a drama. Those rears just gave up on him, and that is his race. I mean, he's going to have to try, and Varamir's trying to pass him around the outside. Varamir gets away with that.
Risk there.
Yeah, it's always slippy on the outside. But yeah.
But although Varamir has been battling a lot, he's gaining as well, so his tires must feel good still at this part of the race, 9 laps in. And yeah, Robin, he needs to pit right now, go on to the hards and just make it till the end. I think that's probably
you probably could get away with mediums at this stage. You could get away with mediums.
He needs to watch out for the tire at the end, but yeah, he can make it. Yeah, because
he'll be starting lap 10, and that actually helped Mitch because Varamir got held up for a couple of corners, so the gap's now up to 3.1. Varamir's in.
Ricky is in. Varamir is in. Juventus is in.
Yeah, I did think lap 10 is early enough to get on the way with medium.
Robin is in, of course, as well, so hoping for him that he puts on a medium tire as well. But yeah, now it's going to be interesting. So Varamir made a pit stop. He was 2.8 seconds behind. He goes on to the medium tires. He got held up by Robin. Okay, so he was 2.8 seconds behind. He had to wait a little bit for Robin, but it's going to be interesting to see how much he can gain on this lap compared to Mitch. And if I was Mitch, I would pit this lap to make sure the difference doesn't get too big. If he continues on for one more lap, I think Varamir will get past him.
I'm sure the team back at HQ will be advising him on this. Perry, I'm sure, will be open. Yeah, Perry's putting pit window is open lap 10. So I think we will be seeing both these guys maybe pitting. I mean, if you can get to lap 12, yeah, that's great on the mediums, as long as you don't lose too much time doing those extra couple of laps. If your tyre's in real good nick and you can extend it to lap 12, all the better for you, because that end of the race will be crucial. But if you find yourself losing too much time, pit now, especially when you know majority of guys have pitted now. You're only going to have fresher tyres in them anyway, and they're both they are both going in. It's the smart decision, only to counteract. There's no point risking track position, although the strategy might be better to pit later, a lap later or so. It's just not worth that extra lap of driving on worn softs. So here they go into the pits. Matrix is going to come out as well. So IMAX takes the lead, and F1 Sophie should be getting to second as well. As expected, those two probably will be pitting around lap 15, lap 16. So expect them to charge through the field. So here come the guys. Matty Robbo and Ricky are battling. So Matty Robbo, obviously another driver who had to pit early on with that wing damage. He chose the soft tyre option, interestingly. So he's going to have to do... Well, he's going to have... The thing is, he's going to have to go onto the medium very soon, I would have thought. But Ginger Ninja has got a 9/10 of a lead gap. Varamir didn't gain because of his lost time at the pit stops. He actually didn't gain any time.
Yeah, the only thing he can gain now, because his tires are warmed up, so maybe he will gain in sector 1 and 2 a little bit. Yeah, overall he lost time compared to Chinchini and Mitch. So effectively we got Matrix P1, Ricky P2, Chinchini P3, Mitch P4, and unfortunately for Robin he's down into P11, caused by his sort of spin. At least he lost his wing because he touched the wall, and he's back down in P11. Same, by the way, for Juventus. He got wing damage as well, and then Robbo, he's got a full wing now as well. On the medium tires, he's trying to get past Dan on 9-lap old hard tires, so that should be an easy move. Question mark, round the outside. Yeah, Dan just gives up on it. Great move from Dan Robbo, nonetheless. Round the outside, as Ricky has got the fastest lap. Interesting.
Yeah, so he got a clean lap, 136 dead. He's 4.4 behind Matrix, but Mitch starting to close back onto the back of Ginger Ninja. Other close battles, really, I suppose it's Mitch and Ginger Ninja. Juventus is now right up behind Stonewall Seth. Blank does the fastest lap, so Blank's on a fly-off, 135.8, as Juventus takes an important track position there. So Juventus now with a proper wing, expect him to charge through the field. Although the only problem is now he's 4.9 behind Varamir. I think he'll struggle there.
I think, but Varamir is not feeling the medium tires, I reckon.
No, he's not been quick.
He's losing time compared to Mitch. He was gaining time on the soft tires, but now he's losing time compared to Mitch on the medium tires. So Juventus will probably close up and try to get the place of Varamir. Varamir is struggling on the medium tires.
The only thing I could think of why maybe he was so quick was obviously he was on fresh softs, wasn't he? He had fresh pair of softs whilst, and that can make a big difference. Obviously, you know, having 3 laps fresher tires, that definitely helps in the first half and keeping the speed in that tire for longer. So that is probably why his pace was so good. But yeah, at the moment he's lost a lot. MP's retired.
Yeah, and he did it on purpose. I saw it because I saw yellow in sector 1, and I saw he lost a little bit of his front wing, stayed on board, and he crashed on purpose into the wall. So that's his race over, and a penalty going his way.
Can't get away with these things. We're too good. We're too good.
No, but it's like, you see yellow in sector 1, so you're just gonna watch and see who caused that. And yeah, it's really stupid to do it the lap after. Just wait a little bit, then you won't probably be on screen. And yeah, that's just the unlucky thing here, is that we got 2 commentators, so I can just focus on the whole grid, and you need to give the viewers what they want. I can just scroll down through the field, whatever I want to do. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's a penalty going his way. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on him. We got a very interesting race up our hands. We got Chinchini and Mitch still really close to each other, and we got Juventus not really gaining on Varamir, and Stonewall Seth is keeping up really good job from Stonewall Seth.
And Dan Robbo's quick.
Juventus.
Dan Robbo now with a proper wing is starting to put Blank under pressure. Blank is up into P10. Let's go though to those guys. So Mitch, Mitch is very close. Oh, Mitch is almost side by side with Ginger Ninja here. He's very close and he can line up. If he can get a good final third sector and line this up, he should be on course. He loses a bit of time in that final sector to Ginger Ninja. He's got the ERS in reserve. That final corner is crucial. Ginger Ninja's able to pull away a half-second gap, but here we go. The DRS is activated. This is going to be a close one. Ginger Ninja's got so much straight line speed though, I think he's got it covered. He has.
Yes. So
but,
is that Mitch running a lot of wings, or is it Ginger Ninja just running a really high speed setup?
Ginger Ninja might be high speed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think Ginger Ninja is running really low wings because you can see Mitch is gaining on the corners. But this is not a track where you can make an easy overtake to put your car down the inside. You really need to do it on top speed, and I think Ginger Ninja just got it exactly at a good point of downforce. He's quick enough in the corners to stay in front of Mitch, and he's quick enough in the straight to stay in front of him, because Mitch is now 5, 6, 7 laps behind Ginger Ninja with the DRS, and he still isn't able to get past him.
I think F1 Sophie might have pitted a little bit too early to go onto the soft, because she pitted on lap 13, I believe.
Yeah, she's on one lap on soft, so she needs to do 30 laps on soft.
Yeah, I pitted on the end of lap 15, and my softs were feeding it by the end. She will definitely struggle with that towards the end of the race. Questionable time to pit. Maybe she just wore her mediums, which I would have been surprised about actually, because the medium can last forever, especially with having fresh set of medium tyres. She shouldn't have had any issues whatsoever being able to extend that to further laps, but she's obviously decided that. Someone did think she'd be two stopping, not potentially. You know, she could finish it, but she will struggle, and it's not the best strategy, I believe. Mitch just consistently can't. They must be very even in pace, because Mitch is only really matching half a second unless Ginger Ninja makes a mistake. And obviously Mitch doesn't have penalties.
Perry's got a really good point in the chat, because he says technically Mitch doesn't need to pass him because he will be safe on penalties.
That's right.
That's something to keep in mind as well, because I rather following someone knowing that I'm safe and won't pick up any penalties compared to making the pace yourself and taking the risk of picking up penalties, because sometimes you really get pushed to get to the limits when someone is behind you and you really don't want him to overtake you, and that can cause to a lot of penalties. And maybe Mitch is thinking like, now I got the pace to stay within a second, I'm pulling away compared to Verimir, and I'm picking up no penalties, so I should I get past him. That could be a strategy as well.
Yeah, it makes, especially with Mitch, he's very smart, like hedge smart with his racing. I'm sure he won't. He won't make any he's very calculated. He won't make any high risk moves, especially if you have got that advantage of penalties. He is getting closer. He is a bit closer though. Is he close enough to make a move? He is. He's getting there, but Ginger Ninja just has so much speed down that straight. Oh, be careful with the wing. That was very close there from Mitch. Oh, I bet that made his heart skip a beat, or go a bit extra, couple beats rather, because that was super close under braking. Ginger Ninja did move a bit under braking, like he did move to the inside and then came back across the track, and Mitch had to sort of go a bit wide, but it's not a punishable offence, but it is on the verge, it is on the cusp of being a bit naughty. But the Ginger Ninja, another penalty, that will just help Mitch. I'm sure he'll be getting told that very shortly once the stream sees that as well.
Yeah, 100%. And we got something interesting going on as well, because we got IMAX, who had a really disappointing race last week at Singapore. He's on soft tires now, pitted on last lap, fresh soft tires, and he's
It's
on the
only
back
by
of
Juventus.
Juventus trying to make a move
That's
down the
good.
inside, and
I
that's Max
fancy.
up to P6. So maybe he can close
Oh,
up.
side by side.
Don't count out Juventus with the switchback. Come on. And now IMAX with the switchback. Nope. Juventus really good defending on the medium tire. I thought that was moved on by IMAX. Well, Juventus came back at it, and that's Juventus back up to P6. But yeah, Max, he will have the grip, the pace to maybe catch up to Vermeer as well.
Yeah, he's pitched it at the perfect time, and he's being only 5 seconds behind. He should, with the DRS here, be able to make the move on Juventus. However, he wasn't close enough. It's desperate. He has to get past. He might go for a late one. No, he doesn't think. He just thinks better off it. But he will have a good run. So here we go.
On the outside?
I go inside now because it's so much quicker, and you've got the grip.
Around the outside, turn 3.
Juventus will try and turn. Oh, they make contact.
Oh.
Juventus drifts, so he's going to just avoid the wall. He should have backed out of that. I get it. The racing, you don't want that guy to pass you, but he is on fresh softs, and unfortunately, he was more than 3/4 behind Robin at that point. But I totally get it. The racer in you wants to fight these people, but again, he's now out of the points, and he's going to struggle to get any points. But unlucky. It's one of those. It's being critical because I totally get it. When you're battling, you don't want to lose that position. But he was on a different tyre strategy. IMAX was always going to pass him at some point with those fresh tyres. So that has helped Varemir, but already IMAX has taken a second out of Varemir's gap in this lap alone. Those softs are going to, for these next 6 laps, those softs are going to be brilliant for him. And then they'll start to fade a little bit. And then towards the end, it'll be at a point where the mediums will start to come back. But there you go, IMAG's fastest lap, unsurprisingly. And now 3.7 behind. I think he'll catch Varemir.
Look at P3.
Mitch has done it.
Mitch has done it. He made a move. He was done with being behind Ginginia. He took responsibility, and now he's up to P3, and now he's gonna show Ginginia what his pace looks like, and maybe he can close up to Ricky. Wow, we're 4.7 seconds. Don't see him doing that. Ricky, has he picked up a penalty? I didn't see it coming up. Let's see.
Oh, IMAX gets one though. He's pushing hard.
No, Ricky has not even a warning. Oh yeah, he's got one warning on lap 1. He hasn't picked up a warning since lap 1, so that's really good from him. And Mitch is on 1 warning as well, so that's really steady. Vermeer as well. IMAX, he's got, whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties already. So he really needs to pull away from Stonewall Seth to make sure he keeps P6, and that's probably not P5 on the cars if we look at his amount of penalties.
Arbar is got a penalty. Unfortunately, he's nowhere near the points paying position. Shame for Dan as well. That wing damage at the beginning of the race and having to go on the hard tire. In the end, Juventus, if it wasn't for the issue, and Dan Robbo, those guys staying out with their wing damage was the right decision, because it allowed them, they hung out with the soft tyre, and it was still quicker to be on a damaged wing than to go onto the hard tyre. So it was actually the smart decision. Ginger Ninja closing up on the DRS zone, just not quite close enough to pass Mitch. Mitch, I don't think, would have really defended because he doesn't want to risk any moves. But IMAG's 2.5 seconds behind, and you've also got the 2 Toro Rossos of Robin and Stonewall Seth. I think Robin up to P7 now.
Yeah, the Toro Rosso did a sort of multi-21. I saw Steph letting Robin go, so I think he's just gonna follow Robin through the rest of the race, and they really want to make sure that Dan Robo is not closing up to them, because if he will carry along Blank and Sophie as well, so then we're gonna get a 5-way battle for P7, so those Toro Rosso will probably want to pull away from them.
Yep, so we got the 6-lap softs of Sophie. She's right up on the tail again of Blank, and this little battle. IMAX is now 1.8 behind Varemir. He's moving along. Yeah, those tyres are already past their best. They are ultimate, they are so good, but Varamir, he's going to be getting towards, you know, the mediums aren't in the best of shapes either. They're past their best as well, so IMAX is definitely going to catch Varamir. The question is, will he be able to get enough of a gap towards the end where those tyres will start to struggle a little bit for him?
Yeah, that's a really good point though.
Ginger Ninja close.
Oh, good exit. Down the inside now. He probably will have the... Yeah, he will have the advantage. And that's the engineer back up to P3 now. I don't know if it was a mistake from Mitch or just a really good exit from Engineer, but he gained a lot of time.
I think Mitch
and that
through.
moves Engineer up to P3. Yeah, I think so as well.
It didn't look like he lost the end. He just then his racing line as well. He didn't defend it at all. He actually with that corner. If you can only do that on purpose because and he's got another penalty, so that just helps Mitch's cause. Because the thing is, I wouldn't. You know, you have to actually like turn right to open the door for that. So I don't think Mitch got any wing damage. But the Ferrari boys, league of their own. Matrix is 10 seconds clear of Ricky. That was the betting on earlier. He's got there. He's 10.5 clear of Ricky. Ginger is actually closing in on Ricky, to be fair. But I don't think they'll have any. I don't think they'll catch him, to be fair. Oh, Ginger Ninja gets the rear end all out of shape there, and IMAX I think is going to be in a position to be able to overtake Varamir down the straight this next lap as well. But Mitch right up behind Varamir again. Sorry, Ginger Ninja. Will he be able to make a move? DRS is activated. He's making strides. He's getting there. And he defends inside. No, I don't think it's going to be a switch back.
No.
Mitch is being too careful. And IMAX is getting there. He's getting close to the back of Varamir. This is I think, maybe the next position change in this race. Unless Dan Robbo can make a move on Stonewall Seth.
Dan Robbo picked up damage onto the back of Stonewall Seth.
Yeah.
Broke way too late, and it's damage on the left hand side of his car for our viewers, the right hand side. I just wanted to say what I just said about the battle for P7, which the Toro Rosso didn't want to happen. That exactly just happened. They were too slow. Then Robbo closed up the gap, and he took Blank and Sophie with him. But now Dan Robbo with the damage, those Toro Rossos need to do a hell of a job to pull away again. Otherwise, Blank will get past Dan Robbo, and he will be attacking the Toro Rossos for sure. At the end of the race, with 6 laps to go, this is gonna get very interesting for the last couple of points in this race, as IMAX closed up to Vermeer as well.
Yeah.
Same goes on for the Q3 battle. This all race long, so we've got a few battles on our hands to enjoy till the end of the race, I reckon.
Yeah, IMAX should be able to get the job done. He'll still have a tyre advantage. It's been a good drive from IMAX. You know, we need him. He was sort of, he wasn't really, he was out of range really. You didn't really think about him. He was one of the two guys, two people to start, and here he goes. He's making a move down the inside, and this will be for 5th. So, IMAX takes that 5th place for now, although Varamir will have a look, but right now IMAX still will have that grip advantage.
Yeah, but IMAX he has got to pull away by 5 seconds a lap to make sure he's still in front at the end of the race with his amount of penalties. So Vermeer, he needs to play it smart like he did. Don't really push it. Just let IMAX go. You know you will be close enough to him at the end of the race to make sure you will get him on penalties. Unless Vermeer is going to make a lot of mistakes and picks up penalties as well. But because he hasn't done that all race long, I don't see him doing that the last couple of laps in this race, but you never know. And by saying this, we got a lot of penalties. Stonewall 7, I think it was Sophie as well, and Blank and Sophie got past Dan Robbo, so now Blank is going to have a look on both Toro Rossos. He's not close enough to be within DRS, but he will definitely have a look at the end of the race.
Yeah, he's got, out of everyone in that group, he has got the oldest set of mediums. He pitted a lap earlier, pitted 2 laps earlier than Stonewall Seth, a lap earlier than Robin, and I just wonder if that's starting to cause a few issues towards the end as the Toro Rossos again battling it. Will look pretty close. I guess they're trying to protect themselves from the Red Bull, but
so yeah,
it's definitely quick enough at the moment. I think Stonewall Seth
not close enough. He really needs to burn everything he's got to get within that 1 second window. I'm seeing it, he's doing it already really low on ERS. Don't know about his fuel situation, but he's pushing a lot to make sure he gets within that 1 second window, as Juventus picks up 3 seconds as well. Just like I mentioned at the start of the race, a lot of guys will pick up penalties. The guys who can keep it clean will gain a lot of places. Sorry. At the end of the race, and Blank picks up 3 seconds. Let's have a look at the situation right now with the Toro Rossos. Oh, Raver, what happened there?
Sector 3 job. Shame we didn't bring out a safety car, or will it?
Let's see, I see yellow on Matrix's point of view, and he did a Vermeer.
Right.
He did a Vermeer, lost it at turn 14, and then just a sort of ping pong effect into the other wall, and that's his race over. And that's such a shame, 4 laps before the end. Yeah, that's just how it is. He wasn't having a really good race already, so he won't be too disappointed about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, have a look at the penalties, because we got Robin. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties and a warning. So he's close up picking up his 5th penalty. We got Stonewall Seth on 1, 2, 3, 4 warnings and 4 penalties and a warning as well. So those 2 guys are equal. And we got Blank with 2 penalties.
And Blank is underfueled at the moment.
Blank is underfueled, but he's got 6 seconds to play with. So that should be doable for him. And we got Sophie with 1 penalty and a warning. So at the moment, Sophie will gain 3 places because of the penalties.
That's the crazy thing of this track.
Gain to P7.
Ross is under pressure now with that Red Bull being so close. Juventus got past Matty Robbo, so he's just 3 seconds behind the final, well, on track anyway, the final points paying position. But Sophie will progress up because of her, like you said, her lack of penalties at the moment. We still have about 3 to go right now as Matrix decides to just do a fastest lap of the race on 14 lap old mediums. That's insane.
That's faster than IMAX on his 2 lap old soft tires.
Yeah, granted.
That's what you call a league on your own.
Yeah, granted the cars are lighter now, but to still have that, as IMAX gets another penalty, to still have that grip in the tyre to do a faster lap. He obviously saved it and went to like hot lap and the full works on the engine for that lap. But oh, look at this, the Toro Rosso struggling. Blank has really got a good run here. But annoyingly, Stonewall Seth, I think Stonewall Seth has to respond. Yeah, he's going to have to respond.
This is what you call the DRS train. Blank won't get past the Toro Rosso if they really work together.
They have worked together, but oh, Blank is crucially held up as well with momentum. Look at this synchronized blocking as Matrix. Blank is going around the outside here. Is he going to get a move here? No.
Nope. Yeah, they're playing a really good job at the moment, those Toro Rossos. If they can pull this one off, I know on penalties Blank will get them, but it's just for pride. And they're doing a really good job at the moment.
Toro Rosso runs wide.
7 wide. Oh, that was really close. Almost destroying his race, and Blank as well if he came back from that wall, but it's okay for now.
Yeah, for now, Juventus gets another penalty. So, and I don't think he's going to catch up with them. Catch up with Sophie, Blank and the 2 Toro Rossos. But elsewhere, Varamir, yeah, I don't think Aaron Varamir is going to catch IMAX either. He's now 2.5 behind, but he will pass him once the results have been finalised, once all the penalties have been taken in. Blank takes the bit of a tight line on the grass, that will lose him a bit of traction. Again though, looking strong, but I wonder if he can't. He hasn't got the. Yeah, he's on the cusp on the fuel side, so he's not going to be able to run. Well, he could try and run rich for this straight, and then have to run lean for the rest of the lap. So here we go. This is his final chance of the DRS. But again, those two Toro Rossos. Oh, they're going for a battle, are they? Stonewall Seth goes past Robin. Blank needs to try and take advantage of this. Oh, they both got no ERS, and here he goes. Blank's down the inside and the left-hander. It's so close. He could take both of them here. Oh, the temptation's there.
Double move.
Oh, that would have been awesome, but he thought better of it in the end. So he has split the Toro Rossos up. Will he be able to catch? Will he be able to pass the other Toro Rosso? That's it. Meanwhile, I've got to go to the race leader and not miss him. He's coming into the... We'll get back to that battle. You keep an eye on it, Thomas. Cause,
yeah, definitely. No, but it isn't the last lap, though. He's still got one lap to go.
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm getting too ahead of myself.
But it's good. We can still enjoy this
We got another
battle.
lap to go. We got another lap. That's all right. And Robin here is really close behind Blank, and it's because Blank's got no fuel. He's going to struggle. He desperately needs to keep that Toro Rosso behind him, and he knows it. The Toro Rosso's trying to make the move, but Blank seems to have a bit more grip right now, and it shows in that final sector. Oh, Blank has to be a bit defense-minded. He goes a little bit deep, but it's not too bad. Crucially, he's got DRS, but again, he's running on the cusp on the fuel.
Oh, he needs to make sure he's really close to Seth.
He's not quite close enough.
He's not close enough.
It's close. Oh, he's 4/10 though.
As well. He's got no pressure from Robin at the back now, so he's really got to focus on Stonewall Seth. Is he close enough to get past him? He's really gaining now, but he's not close enough, I think.
No, but he'll get a good run into this tournament because Seth's defended it. I don't think that's smart. And here goes Blank. He gets a 3-second penalty, but he's not going to worry about that because it's side by side. I think he's got this because he's going to have that inside line, and he'll move to no because Tom Ross is trying to have a look, but he doesn't. He has to back out, and Blank takes P7, and now he's got to try and get away with that DRS zone. Oh, what a good move! Couple of moves.
Yeah, and the gap to Sophie is 2.7 seconds. If he can make sure that he pulls away 3/10, he's maybe safe from Sophie overtaking him on penalties.
Here comes Matrix then, 2 corners to go. It's been an utterly dominant performance, so much so we haven't seen much of him. But he crosses the line to take the win. Matrix with yet another win. And then you have to go 15 seconds later. Ricky actually backing off, I think, taking it easy. Knowing at the gap, Ricky is going to come home in P2. Now, does Mitch get out? Oh, Ricky spins on purpose. Ricky. And the Mercedes gets through. Mitch gets P3 in the end, as expected. IMAX 5th on the track, but will Varamir get ahead of him? No, he doesn't.
He gets, and
he gets ahead of Ginger Ninja as well. Yeah, so he gets P4. So here comes Blank.
Now we have Blank coming up to the line.
P7.
That's P7, Stonewall Seth P8.
Oh, there's
Robin
all
P9.
sorts of chaos here.
There's
Sophie,
here, but
Sophie gets
Sophie.
P7.
Yeah, she gained a lot of places. That's really good stuff from Sophie with picking up that amount of penalties she has. I think she got just 3 seconds. That's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, nice job.
Unfortunately, we're waiting for Dan to cross the line. Oh, he's going for fast lap as well. Can he pull it off?
No ERS left. Running wide. I think he might have got it in the end. That's big damage on that Toro Rosso. But P13, unlucky for some, and it was very unlucky for Dan in that race. So we've done it. Ferrari 1-2.
Very interesting race. Like not at the front of the grid, but definitely the midfield was really enjoyable to watch today. And,
great battles.
Yeah, we saw just a brilliant race again.
Yeah, it was a good race. The midfield gave us, and the battle for P3. Mitch, though, knowing that he had the race, that P3 in the bag, was able to consolidate that finish with a good podium. And yeah, everyone else, Ginger Ninja doing well. We'll get the results through now as we wait. So yes, Matrix confirmation 134.9 in the end. He does not get fastest lap though, because both Dan Robbo and Dan got the faster lap time, so there's no fastest lap point today. Ricky finishes in P2, Mitch P3, Varamir 4th. Great recovery from him from starting last. Such a shame. I think he could have really battled for second and third today with that pace. Ginger Ninja 5th, IMAGS in 6th, great strategy from him. F1 Sophie 7th, Blank 8th, Juventus 9th, Stonewall Seth getting the final points. Robin 11th, Matty Robbo 12th, Dan 14th, Dan Robbo 14th, Ark Barbar 15th, MP finishes down in 16th.
Yeah, and this is just a prime example of what I said before the race. Picking up no penalties is going to be crucial. And we saw the top 4 without penalties. And the rest of it did. That really puts them apart from the rest of the guys without picking up penalties. And for me, Varamir was driver of the day. No penalties starting from P14. In my opinion, he's our driver of the day.
Yeah, I
agree.
agree. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Matrix is obviously ran away with it. So in terms of actual performance, you've got to say Matrix was like the best driver 100%. Out there. But in terms of enjoyment as a race, the fact he got no penalties as well. I'll go for him as well. Matrix got the race win. I'll give driver of the day to Varamir as well. Did we want to do some interviews with the top 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna invite Ricky, Matrix, and Mitch to the party.
Okay.
My game allows me. Let's see. These one can work with me.
Reading the chats. So yeah, Mitch or Varamir driver of the day. Yeah, Mitch did a solid drive as well. Varamir just because he started at the back of the grid and made the soft to medium strategy work from the back. Downforce Max got Mitch driver of the day. Blank made that spectacular, boys. Good race, Robin and Seth. Good fight last laps. It was. Thanks for the stream. No worries. And Seth Horsley saying yes, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a good battle. Good battling all round. I really enjoyed that. So let's have a look. Yeah, it was. We've got Mitch.
There we have Ricky, and it's just waiting for our race winner. There he is. So guys, make sure your voice is on allowed to be shared, and then we can start off with the interviews very shortly. So, starting with P3, Mitch, really solid job. Not the qualifying you maybe hoped for, but you made up for it, showed some really good pace on the soft tires, and you just had a really lovely battle for almost the whole race with Ninja. Just tell us about your race.
Yeah, well, qualifying I invalidated my last lap, so that hurt me, but really honestly that wouldn't have moved me up maybe, well I think it was a 10th between 6th and 9th, so it probably would have put me up into at least 6th or 5th, but avoided all the carnage early on, and I felt like I had really good pace. Maybe not like at the beginning of the stint, but as the tires start wearing off, I could either pull away. But Ginger Ninja had, I don't know what he was running for wings, but that straight line speed was something I couldn't compete with. And once I realized he had like 3 or 6 seconds of penalties, I just decided to just kind of wait it out behind him, see if we could catch Ricky. But yeah, pretty much I just kind of hung out behind Ninja till the end.
Yeah, that was what we were thinking as well. Yeah, we were saying on stream as well that Ginger Ninja had some mad pace on the straights, and you just saw that you were catching up in the corners. But yeah, on this track that's just not an advantage, because the only thing you can do on the corners is just keep up. You can't overtake around here unless on the straight. So Yeah, you did a really good job, and make sure you didn't pick up any penalties. That's really special on this track. So congratulations, I prefer you did a really solid job.
Thank you.
Then going on to our P2, Ricky again, Singapore P2, now P2 again. I think this was the maximum, wasn't it?
Yeah, no setup until about 3 o'clock this afternoon, so yeah, 15 laps of time trial came through in the end.
Yeah, you haven't had much of a practice. Do you think that if you had a lot more practice you would have matched up with Matrix, or was it just Matrix on a league of his own?
I definitely would have been closer. I don't know if I would have been on the pace of Matrix, but once I knew that he was gone, I only had the one warning. I knew Mitch didn't have any penalties, so I was like, just keep it clean. I might lose a bit more time to Matrix, but keep it clean so I don't lose P2 on penalties, and yeah, move on to the next race.
Yeah, I asked you last week about the Constructors Championship. Do you guys think it's settled already, or do you guys still think you're under threat of a team behind you, or is it now just Constructors settled and focusing on the Drivers' Championship?
I think it's settled. Not mathematically, but I just don't see anything else happening.
So we're gonna see some interesting battles in the end of the season?
For sure.
Yes.
Great job.
Fight and talk. Yes, that's Ricky. That's Ricky.
So yeah, definitely stay tuned, guys, because next week we're gonna see some fire. So talking about fire, we're going to our Iceman Matrix. Yeah, just what a performance! I don't think I can beat your quality time tomorrow. Really solid job on qualifying. And after that you just had a really solid race. Was it boring, or was it just really enjoying to dominate the field like that?
I don't know, it's yeah, it was boring, and I don't know, Ricky was get a good start from the beginning of the race. He was side of me, but then I just drive and I win, so nothing special happened. So I tried to get the fastest lap at the end, but someone else took it. So.
Yes, I think it was Medi Robo or Dan Robo. He went onto the soft tires at the end and he took the fastest lap. You won't get a point for it because he wasn't within the top 10. But we saw you doing that. We were really amazed that you could pull off the fastest lap on medium tires at the end of the race. So that was really incredible. Looking at the standings, you were, let's see, 8 points behind Ricky. You closed up 7, so you're still 1 point behind Ricky now in the standings. What's your view on the championship? Do you think you can win it, or do you think it's going for Ricky to be champion of Tier 2 this season?
Well, I think I have pace, but only way I can beat Ricky is that I have to practice so much every day almost for it. So, but yeah, I'm waiting for it. When we and Ricky decide that now we go, and yeah, I want to have good battles end of this season. So waiting for that. Maybe next race or something.
Are there any like weak tracks coming up for you? You're not really looking forward to, or is it just an enjoyable end of the season and just really strong tracks for you?
Did you say weak rest?
Yeah, weak. Is there a weak track for you on the calendar coming up, or do you really enjoy the tracks where you need to still drive?
I didn't understand the question, but yeah, I'm gonna just go and win as much as I can.
Let's keep it at that. Really good, man. Really good drive. And if you practice like this, I think no one will stand in your way for the championship. So really good fight, really good win.
Yeah, I have to say now when Mitch is here with us, I remember in last season when I was just starting, and I remember thinking when I was practicing with Mitch that maybe I can be one day as fast as him. And he really helped me practiced a lot in the beginning. So thank for him.
Matrix, you were a diamond in the rough. We all knew you were going to be somebody to beat in the future. So I appreciate you thanking me. But if anything, you've made me a better driver as well.
Yeah, thank you.
What a laugh.
I'm liking the romance here.
This is why I'm commentating on this league. No, but yeah, really good job, and I think this is maybe the best end to a stream so far.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think so. It's
Yeah,
up there.
so
It's up there.
congratulations on the podium, guys. Really good job. Thank you for joining for the interviews as well. Yeah, Lewis, thank you again. I think I really enjoyed this one. I think we put off a really good job today as well. Really enjoyed it with you in the commentary box, so thank you for joining again today.
Yes, very well. Yes, really good. Good racing. Well done, guys.
So with that, we round off the stream. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 10 PM UK time for the Tier 1 race. Hopefully it's gonna be as good as it was last week. And of course I hope to see you back next week for the Tier 2 race. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel if you want to watch anything back from this race or from yesterday, or if you want to watch tomorrow's race. And I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye.